Like midway through eating something just there. We've got an intro.
Yeah.
That isn't you.
Hello guys and welcome back to the PBKS podcast. My name is Benji and today we're going to be talking about the Punjab Kings. James, how are you? Are you excited?
I'm very excited for this one. As you can well imagine, this is the episode I've been waiting for. So I'm trying to sort my lighting.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yes, this is the episode that I'm really quite excited for because I think Punjab have had a pretty good auction.
Nice. I'm also joined, of course, with Zach. Zach, how are you?
I'm very well. I'm excited to dish out all the Punjab hate. No, I'm not really. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one as well.
Brilliant. Cool. So yeah, as mentioned, we are doing Punjab Kings. Recently elected leader of Mayank Agarwal, which is very exciting. But I can see he's itching to speak about his beloved Punjab. So James, kick us off. Tell me what's gone on.
Right. Well, first of all, Punjab put themselves in a bit of a pickle before the auction because they basically came to the realization that their entire squad was trash. They weren't performing at all, and they basically released everybody. So we retained only 2 players before the mega auction, which was the fewest out of any team. And so we really needed to sort of have a good auction strategy. And it appears that we have had a pretty good auction strategy. We've got some really strong players. So at the top order, our top 3 is looking like, in some order, it'll be Shikhar Dhawan, Mayank Agarwal and Johnny Bairstow. I think that's probably the best top 3 in the league. Then our middle order is looking like it'll be Liam Livingstone. We've got Shahrukh Khan, the uncapped Indian, and potentially Raj Bauer, who was the under-19 all-rounder who played really well in that World Cup. And we've also got Odean Smith, who is, fast bowler. He's basically just shoulders. Like, that's all that he is. And yeah, he can muscle a few sixes. And then our bowling is looking pretty good as well. We've got Rahul Chahar, a nice leg spinning replacement for Ravi Bishnoi. We've got Arshdeep Singh, who we retained because he's an absolute legend. We've also bought Kagiso Rabada, who's potentially one of the best death bowlers in the world. And yeah, that's pretty much where Punjab are at.
That's pretty much the whole squad you've read out too there, to be honest.
I know, yeah. Well, I like to give the viewers a bit of a rundown. And yeah, so as far as my feelings towards it, I think we're looking really strong. I think we've got a nice balance there. I think there are going to be questions based on how Punjab decide to, like what kind of team they decide to field, because I could see a possibility where we bat some players too high up the order and give ourselves too long a tail, which has been a problem in the past. But other than that, I think Punjab have absolutely nailed it. And I'd like to know one of your thoughts.
So I just think that Punjab have done a pretty good job in terms of getting some pretty big names into their team. Like to have Johnny Bairstow and Liam Livingstone, they're pretty exciting players. Bairstow is in some form at the moment, and when Bairstow's in form, he's very dangerous, and he's proven to be dangerous in the IPL as well. So I think he could be like your highest run scorer, and that's saying something when he's in a team with Mayank Agarwal and KL Rahul. Not KL Rahul. I didn't mean him. Shikhar Dhawan. That's the one.
KL Rahul's dead to me now.
Yeah, but Shikhar Dhawan, he's normally, well, in the last few seasons, he's been one of the top run scorers. So having him, as well as players like Johnny Bairstow and Mayank Agarwal, that's crazy. And I also think picking up Rahul Chahar, that's a really big move, because you needed a replacement for Ravi Bishnoi, and if there's a like replacement, I think he is kind of that same quality. My thing with Punjab Kings is their replacements. They've got a very solid first 11 that maybe, like James has said, might be a bit too top heavy, but they've got some good players coming in toward the end. But in terms of replacements, Benny Howell, he's a bit inexperienced when it comes to the IPL. They've got a few good Indian fast bowlers like Ishan Paral, Sandeep Sharma, Arshdeep Singh, but it's that batting replacements where I think they're going to find some difficulty. So if someone's struggling in the season, there aren't that many people who you think, yes, they could easily replace them. So it'll be interesting to see how they go in that area. What do you think, Benj?
I don't know. I think, yeah, along the similar lines, they've not got a lot of Indian experience to come in, but I think they can make up for that in people like Benny Howell and Nathan Ellis. So I think both of them probably won't be in the starting first 11. I'd expect the 4 main overseas to be Rabada, Bairstow, Livingston, and probably O'Dean Smith as the 4 who will be the core of the Punjab overseas. I think Benny Howell, for pick him up for 40 lakh, I think was a really good deal. I think Benny Howell has done really well in the UK. He might not have the same experience overseas, but I think he's a real, maybe even a Benji one to watch for the season.
Ooh, there we go.
I think Benny Howell and Liam Livingstone, of course, they know each other from playing together at Birmingham Phoenix. I don't know. I just think there might be something there. He might be one of those guys that come in and shocks everyone. So like comes in later on in the season, maybe in the second half, and puts in a good performance. And like his stats in the white ball game, I think speak for themselves really. Like he strikes at about 130, which for a lower sort of top order to low middle order you want, and he goes for an economy of 7.18, which might be a bit more than you want for a medium pacer, but he takes wickets. So I don't know. I think he might be a good one actually. Benny Howell in there. Yeah. Echoing your two's comments, really, like they've just seemed to have quite a well-rounded side, which they really need. I mean, out of the existing teams in the IPL, they've been seeded the lowest. If you look at the new format, so I think they really need to have a good year. And with this shake-up, I think they've given themselves a real good chance. Maybe overspent a little bit on Shahrukh Khan. Let's leave the jury out on that one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with him.
I mean, yeah, I think Shahrukh Khan's an interesting one because if you didn't follow the auction, he's an uncapped 25, 26-year-old Indian batsman who is in an insane run of form, but he cost 9.25 crore, which in pounds is about £925,000. In dollars is a bit more.
Oh,
basically, it's a hell of a lot of money.
It's 1.2 million USD.
Yeah, so it was very expensive, and it remains to be seen whether that will come to fruition. But looking at the form he's been in over the past few couple of years, really, in the white ball and red ball game now, just a little Ranji Trophy update for you. He scored a 199 the other day, and was it that? It might have been 196, but it was a strike rate of like 130. It was obnoxious. So yeah, he's looking very good, and the most promising thing I thought in the auction was that we were in a bidding war with Chennai Super Kings. That the brotherhood of wizards that were around that table decided that Shahrukh Khan was worth going for. And if the scouts at CSK like him, I think that's a pretty good shout.
Well, he played for Tamil Nadu, which is why it was there. He played for Tamil Nadu, and yeah, it was 194, striking at 131 in a first-class match. So the boy can hit In that innings, he scored 24s and 10 sixes
Crazy.
in a red ball game. So, yeah, I mean, he's not like a pretty player. He does just agriculturally smash it over cow corner. But if you get 10 sixes in your innings, like, you know, you're going to do a good job.
A couple of uncapped players to watch.
Yeah.
If you want to have a look at uncapped players to watch.
Wait.
It would be very nice to see Raj Bauer. Is that his name? Yes.
Yeah.
Get some games. He is the under-19 prospect. Bowls a handy bit of left arm, medium fast, and he can bat a bit. So he could be an interesting prospect. Another person, if they get a game, would be Boltej Singh, who has taken fifers in his last 2 Ranji Trophy first-class games. He's looked very good. And, you know, those Punjab bowlers, you can't discount them. Like Arshdeep Singh he was an unknown a couple of years ago. And now look at him, an absolute superstar. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
We've got loads of questions then. Are the top 4 going to fire? Is Shahrukh Khan going to be a match winner that he's destined to be? Is Harpreet Brar going to take all the big names?
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. Where do you think? Okay, then, James, we'll come to you for this one.
Yeah.
Where do you think Punjab Kings are going to finish in the top 10?
Well, it's not top
out
10,
of 10.
Well, out of 10. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that smooth sailing to begin with. I think we're going to take a little while to gel as a team. I think I can, you know, I've been a Punjab fan for a while now. I know what the management's like. We're going to get the team selection wrong for the first at least 5 games. So for that reason, after having a terrible start of the season that I can predict, I'm going to say we're going to finish the group stage at 3rd. We're going to come in at
so 3rd overall or 3rd in your half of the league?
That would be 3rd overall. So it's still ranked in, it's still ranked overall out of 10. The 2 seedings is purely just a way to figure out the fixtures.
Oh, I didn't even realise that. I thought it was like 2 leagues. Well, that,
no.
that shows me you're not reading properly.
For those who don't know, maybe we should have a picture up here. Benji's editing it so I can say these things.
Yeah, great.
We'll have a picture up, and basically it's the 2 seedings that there are. So they've been ranked in terms of how well they've done in previous IPLs, and you play your group 2 times, and your opposite person 2 times as well. The rest you play only once throughout the season. So yeah, I can see Punjab coming in 3rd.
Cool.
I don't think they'll make playoffs. I'm going to say it now. I think there's too much other competition. I think they've done well, but I don't think they've done well enough. I think we're going to get a typical Punjab 5th or 6th. That's my prediction for them. Maybe a bit harsh. Tell me why I'm wrong in the comments if that's the case. Does that wrap us up?
I'm going to be Harshal Patel. I'm going to go with a 6 out of 10. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do. Cool.
Proving haters wrong. Come on, Punjab.
Remember to subscribe. Remember to like. Remember to comment. Follow us on everything. What's the tag? It's @CricketNerdsPod.
Correct.
Absolutely, it is.
Excellent. And yeah, we'll see you next time for more good stuff.